Becky's calm presence, the one thing that grounds Freen every time. Introduction. Not all anchors are loud. Some people ground you by holding you tightly. Others do it simply by being still. For Freen Sorocha, that grounding force has always been Becky Armstrong, not through grand gestures or constant reassurance, but through something far rarer. A calm presence that never demands attention, yet changes everything. It's the kind of presence you don't notice until it's gone. The kind that steadies without control. The kind that allows someone to breathe fully without performance. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The nature of Freen. A mind that never stops moving. Freen has always carried herself with composure, but beneath that calm exterior lies intensity. She thinks deeply. She feels quietly. She carries responsibility with discipline. In public spaces, she is careful, measured in speech, controlled in expression, always aware of what is expected of her. That awareness, while admirable, comes with weight. Pressure accumulates silently. And that's where grounding becomes necessary. Not as rescue, but as balance. Becky's presence. Still, steady, unforcing. Becky doesn't rush energy into a room. She settles into it. Her calm isn't passive. It's intentional. She listens before responding. She observes without judgment. She gives space without withdrawing. When Freen is tense, Becky doesn't ask what's wrong immediately. She doesn't push. She simply stays close. That closeness alone does the work. It tells Freen, you don't have to explain yourself right now. And that message matters more than words ever could. How grounding actually happens. Grounding doesn't happen through advice. It happens through regulation. When Freen's energy sharpens, during interviews, crowded events, or moments of heightened expectation, Becky's presence subtly changes her rhythm. Freen slows. Her shoulders drop. Her expressions soften. It's not dramatic. It's physiological. This is the kind of grounding that comes from trust, the knowledge that someone nearby will not escalate, judge, or demand clarity. The way Becky holds space. Becky doesn't fill silence. She respects it. There have been countless moments where Freen is quiet, not withdrawn, just processing. Becky never rushes those moments. She stays beside her, offering company without intrusion. That restraint is rare. Most people try to fix discomfort. Becky allows it to pass naturally. And in doing so, she gives Freen something invaluable. Permission to exist as she is. Calm as a form of care. Care doesn't always look like protection. Sometimes it looks like stability. Becky's calm presence acts as a stabilizing force, especially in environments where Freen is expected to perform constantly. It shows in small things. The way Becky waits instead of interrupting. The way she matches Freen's pace without calling attention to it. The way she stays emotionally available without overwhelming. This is not passive support. It is active, thoughtful care. Why Freen responds to it. Freen is someone who gives a lot, attention, effort, responsibility. What she rarely does is rest openly. Becky's presence makes rest possible. Not sleep, emotional rest. With Becky nearby, Freen doesn't need to anticipate reactions or manage impressions. She doesn't need to stay alert. She can simply be. That kind of safety doesn't come from intensity. Comes from consistency. Moments when the shift is visible. There are moments fans have noticed. Subtle shifts in Freen's demeanor when Becky is near. Her tone changes. Her posture softens. Her expressions become less guarded. Not because she is distracted but because she is grounded. Becky doesn't pull Freen out of focus. She brings her back into herself. Grounding without dependence. What makes this dynamic healthy is that grounding doesn't turn into reliance. Freen doesn't lose herself. Becky doesn't become responsible for her emotions. Instead, they regulate alongside each other. This is co-regulation, the quiet alignment of emotional states through presence, not pressure. It's subtle, it's mature, and it's deeply human. Why this presence cannot be faked. Calm can be performed. Grounding cannot. Grounding requires authenticity. the absence of agenda. Becky's presence doesn't seek validation. It doesn't aim to impress. It doesn't demand response. And that's exactly why it works. Freen senses the difference. What this says about their bond. This dynamic isn't about romance or labels. It's about emotional intelligence. It's about two people who understand that support doesn't mean fixing, and closeness doesn't mean crowding. Becky grounds Freen not because she tries to, but because she knows how to stay. The kind of connection people feel, even if they can't name it. Fans often say something feels different about Freen and Becky, even when nothing overt happens. This is why. Because grounding energy is felt, not announced. People recognize safety. They recognize ease. They recognize calm that doesn't demand attention, even if they can't explain it. Ending. The power of quiet stability. In a world that rewards noise, urgency, and constant reaction, Becky's calm presence is an act of quiet defiance. And for Freen, it is grounding in the truest sense. Not something that holds her down, but something that allows her to stand firmly as herself. No spotlight. No explanation. No performance. Just presence. And sometimes that is the strongest bond of all.